It is a jam-packed agenda. Don't they look a happy bunch of speakers, eh?
Osborne Abbas Hunt is one of the leading health and safety practices, not just in Manchester but in the UK. Enough of you will have heard about the FIFA intervention now to be able to tell me what the hourly rate is and tell me how bad the appeals process is. But the triennial review is something that touched on it recently and perhaps gave people a little bit of false hope that there might be a review forthcoming a little bit more quickly than, to be honest, I think is going to happen.
Welcome to the age of deregulation. We're moving away from huge documents for legislation. We're working more to guidelines.
The true meaning of competence: you must be able to understand and plan your work, know what your responsibilities are, know what your duties are, know what to do, know how to do it, know whether it's cost effective. You've got to want to do it.
There's an awful lot of information crammed in, very, very useful, good refreshers, good updates.
British Safety Council is always good for networking as well and making sure that as professionals we're competent to take good advice back to our companies, really.
I'm in property management. As soon as you have a member of the public that goes into hospital and they're kept in overnight, for whatever reason, it might not be the injury, it might be the National Health Service and lack of resources, it was reportable. Now it's not.
It's about clarity, and that's what a lot of our reviews have been about. So there's not a watering down. A lot of the key messages that we've always had are kept. There hasn't been a change in policy, there hasn't been a change in regulation in a lot of areas. It's simply about clarification, thinking about the audience, and again retaining some of those key messages that we've developed over many years working with professionals.
The main consequence of non-compliance is the increased risk of death and injury should the first aid training provider not meet the necessary requirements.
The recommendation is that for corporate manslaughter, companies should be fined somewhere in the region of £500,000 starting point. For health and safety offences resulting in a fatal accident, we're talking £100,000 starting point.
Working with people and getting to know people and being a people person is what safety is about. It's not about systems to me, and it's not about procedures, although they all have their place. It's about having a passion for making sure that your working colleagues go home safely.